Hey everybody, it's me, Brother Wild Bill, coming to you from inside the most dangerous prison in the Western Hemisphere, where I'm the prison's chaplain as well as an inmate. I'm serving a 46-year sentence for quintuple homicide. I'm 14 years into that sentence, and I am the prison's recognized chaplain, as I just said. I say this shit every time I start a video because I want you to know who and what I am. If you want to know more about me, you can pull the description box down below. There's a Wikipedia link there. Anyway, let's talk about this for a second. I wanted to talk about people saying that they miss the good old days. The good old days. I miss the good old days. Do you really miss the good old days? Because when you were in the good old days, you were missing the good old days. When in the 1980s and 90s, I remember everybody saying it was better in the 60s and 70s. And I don't know, I wasn't alive then, but I bet in the 60s and 70s, everybody was saying it was better in the 50s and the 40s. It's bullshit. The good old days nostalgia as a concept is a fucking lie. It's something designed by the ego to make you think that somehow things were better before than they are now. That's never been the case in history. It's impossible for things to have been better before than they are now. Now, I'm not saying they're better now than they were before either. They're always the same. There's always problems. There's always good things. And when we think back, we only remember the good shit. Like, let's say you think back about an ex-wife, an ex-husband. Generally speaking, you only remember the good times. You don't remember the damn terrible times, you know? You remember the good times. You remember the good things. When you get a little far away, let's say you're an ex-girlfriend or an ex-business partner, you get far away from the event. Not saying you've had a break with them recently, but you had a break with them 5 years ago, and you think back, you only remember the good shit. When you think back about times that you feel like you were in prosperity, you forget about all the difficulties. You forget about it. And so we have this warped view of the past that somehow it was better or easier or more moral. People have never been moral. Everybody is a fucking psychotic asshole. Everybody in the whole world is a bunch of narcissists. They always have been and they always will be because people love themselves first, which is a terrible mistake. But it's something that's always been, and for the most part, it's probably always going to be. And so it's bullshit to say that somehow things were better in the past than they are today. That's a bunch of bullshit. And how wonderful it is, all the modern conveniences we have today. They're wonderful, aren't they? The phone, you say, oh, we bitch about it. We bitch about that. Do you remember standing in the hall with the cord, trying to talk to somebody on the phone? I fucking remember that shit. It's much better laying here on the bed, with the phone in my hand, watching what's going on in New Zealand or something. That's fucking awesome. It's bullshit that things were better in the past than they are today. That's absolute bullshit. And you say, well, people were more moral then. No, they were not. That's not true. And so there are certain concepts that are new today that people find scary. I find some of these concepts insane myself, like this whole gender changing thing. Sorry, but I think that seems insanity to me. But if that's what you want to do, if that's what floats your fucking boat, who am I to tell you not? No. Anyway, what I'm saying to you is that nostalgia is a flawed emotion. When you feel nostalgic, it's that you don't remember the shit. You remember the gold, but you don't remember the shit. Fuck nostalgia. It's not true. You're wrong. The best time you've ever been alive in the history of the world is right now, because that's the only time you have. You better live right now. You better stop fucking looking backwards. If you drive a boat and you look backwards, you will run the boat up on the rocks. You have to look forward. So let's look forward and drive the boat. Love you guys. If you want to talk to me, I do counseling. I actually read poems. I've been reading poems now for years and years. I haven't even talked about that, but I should talk about it sometime. If you want to get a hold of me for any reason at all, pull the description box down, and you can find me there. And so everything I do for free, by the way. I don't charge anybody any money for anything. Somehow money always finds me and keeps me alive. I'm still running. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for listening. Share my channel. You bunch of motherfuckers, share my channel. Help me if you're enjoying it. Help me by sharing the channel. It doesn't cost you anything.